that's usually what I try to do is let them know, hey, the timeline is this. Obviously, let's beat the clock, but you do have those 6 months and plan for those 6 months. I think that's the key, is planning for the longest and plan for the worst, because it could happen and it will happen most likely. So
welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Real Estate Pro Show. I'm your host, Erika, and today I'm thrilled to be joined by Billy Dha Kidd, a true multipreneur, I guess is the best way I could say it. He's killing it as a hip-hop artist, real estate investor, hard money lender, contractor. He does coaching. Billy, welcome to our show.
thank you so much. I've been looking forward to this. I'm super excited. I like that. I'm going to start using that. You know what? Serial entrepreneur is out the window now.
Awesome. Okay, Billy, let's dive in. For our listeners who don't know your story, give us the rundown. How did you go from hip hop to real estate?
So, it's funny because hip hop is real estate, and especially nowadays. And actually, you know what? It's always been. And what I mean by that is, my thought was always and don't take this out of context, but I like to be lazy, right? And I want to run my businesses, my life, finances as lazy. And I know it sounds funny because, trust me, like all this has been a lot of hard work, but the hard work is what got me here, right? Where I can be lazy. What I mean by that is, real estate, you're sleeping, it's making you money. Music is the same thing, guys. Music, you're sleeping, and somebody's listening to me on Spotify or Apple Music or Pandora, right? Like right now, I can probably pull it up if I wanted to and check. I bet you there's at least one listener somewhere out there, right? Like listening to my music. So what that means is lazy is, how can you build something? How can you build your business or just your finances, your life in general, to where you don't have to put your time for money. And honestly, that's the biggest gift. So freedom is the key. So with that being said, my music, that was the thought, right? Like, okay, can I go do a show? Like, can I blow up and go do a show and make all this money that I don't have to, that I can make in 3 months working at a job, or just an example. So at that time, I used to hustle CDs. I used to go to literally the streets. Like I would park at a Walgreens or wherever, I would see a crowd at Walmart or something, and I had a van wrapped up with all my logos and stuff, and I would sell CDs, I would sell merch. That night, maybe I had a show at a local venue in that city or town or locally, and that's how I started to quote unquote get rich, because there's a big difference between wealth and rich, right? So when I saw that I was getting rich, quote unquote, around that same time, my music, I've been rapping since I was a teen. I got signed to a major label. They didn't deliver what they said they were going to do. Same old story. But the nice thing is that was only on my first album. So I learned real quick. And I started my own LLC, my own record label. I signed myself. And since then, I've been building this foundation that nobody can take away, right? In that time, I learned taxes. I learned, I was just telling you, accounting, all the insurance, right? Like if you did a show at a venue, you needed liability insurance. So all those things came to play in the next business, which was my construction company. So I own a construction company, and then from there, I bought my first house about a year later. The construction company is turning 10 years actually. So yeah, that's kind of the fastest rundown. And then now I do some hard money lending, and I just get lazier and lazier, Erika. I love it.
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
I have to ask, do you find your creative side as an artist influences your approach to these other businesses that you have?
Love that question. Yes, very. You know, if you were to ask me like, what do you do, right? Like I would say a creator. And it's funny because you hear content creators. So like, yes, on social media, I'm a creator. On my podcast, I have the $1 Million Hustle back here. That's my podcast. I just create content. The construction company, we're creating like, you've seen the tile before, right? Like you've seen, look at this wall back here. It's beautiful. We created this wall out of stone. So, and I love that. Taking something that's not so good and turning it into something. And I will say it on here, Erika. I have no filter, by the way. Even with music is the same thing. I've signed a couple artists out there. Some people were questioning me, like, why are you signing this guy? He doesn't even know how to do some raps, right? Or how to write. But I see what they can do, right? Like maybe I heard something in their voice or the lyric, one of the lyrics caught my attention. And then boom, all of a sudden they have this professional product that we can present. So it's the same concept with real estate, right? Like you find this house and leave things better than how you found them, right? So that's the key there. You're building a house, it's you're literally creating a whole structure. So yes, of course, that I'm a creator at the end of the day in every business.
Love it. Billy, I want to talk about the markets that you're operating in. Do you have a particular focus, and how do you decide where you want to do a deal?
Yeah, great question. So I'm very boring when it comes to that. Again, remember, lazy, boring. We're gonna keep track of these words. But no, I'm very boring in the sense of honestly, as of right now, my construction company has done stuff all over our region here in Nebraska. So Nebraska is where I'm at, Lincoln to be specific. But as far as my investments, I keep them in Lincoln, my personal ones, because it stuck to me years ago when I was starting. I heard or either read it or heard it somewhere. If you could drive by your investments, it's even better, right? And again, it's boring because I see some crazy entrepreneurs out there, crazy investors that are like, man, I have an investment in Hawaii, right? Like, and I live in New York, or vice versa, right? So I love that. I'm not saying that I'm not gonna do that, but as of right now, what I've done has worked. Now, I think I'm gonna keep investing in my local market, but I'm also, the nice thing is that I'm not a tree. Like I can move away, right? Like, so I'm originally from El Salvador and born there. So, I have one of my goals is to build like a beach house back home, and basically be able to have my businesses here locally, but be able to leave and come back whenever. So, and we get some snow out here, so most likely in the winter.
Yeah. Billy, I also know that you're a hard money lender. When it comes to borrowers in today's market, what's the biggest challenge that you see, and how do you help them overcome it?
I love that question. So yeah, we do some hard money lending. New Era Lending is the name of my company. Again, boring because New Era Construction, New Era Music, New Era Real Estate, and then now New Era Lending. So it's boring, right? But so with the lending, that's a great question. I think I try even at the very beginning to kind of go over certain things and with them, right?
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency. It's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
Like to let them know, hey, even like, for example, our terms are 6 months. And I always tell them, because, there's some that will come in and they're like, hey, I'm going to pay you back in 2 months. And I'm like, no, I love that. And it's been done. It's been done for sure. But I think 6 months is like realistic, right? There's some that have taken a little longer, but I think in our local market, 6 months is usually pretty good. I would say 3 months is probably the fastest that you could probably turn around a property out here locally. And I'm thinking more for like a flip, just a renovation on a single family is what I'm thinking right now. And so I think, during those 3 months, you did a really good job. And I make sure that I tell these investors that whenever they do turn it around in those 3 months, because I let them know it's not the average thing to do, right? Even myself, like I still do some flips, but I do it more just on the side. I'm not like, again, I'm boring, just a couple houses a year. And but yeah, that's usually what I try to do is let them know, hey, the timeline is this. Obviously, let's beat the clock, but you do have those 6 months and plan for those 6 months. I think that's the key, is planning for the longest and plan for the worst, because it could happen and it will happen most likely. So
Speaking of planning for the worst, every operator has a moment where a deal becomes very real. It goes sideways. You have to pivot. Do you have any moments like that in your journey that you could share with us?
yeah, so that's honestly, that's why I wrote the book, The Power of Being Uncomfortable, right? Like I'm gonna say, if it's a newbie listening, make sure that you understand that whether it's in investing or entrepreneurship, if you're not ready to be uncomfortable, like, don't even start. Sounds harsh, but that's the truth. Like, you're gonna get certain calls that you don't want to deal with, right? Like, it's not like it's gonna be scheduled, right? Like a 9 to 5. Like, hey, after 5 o'clock, you're out of there. Like, no, this now. I think, and I was talking to you a little bit about it. Like with me, I don't answer my phone before 10 a.m. And then at 5 o'clock, it's on. Like, I put it away, and then automatically, I want to say 9:20 p.m. it goes to do not disturb. And that's me personally doing that, right? Like, can emergencies happen? Of course, but you got to have those systems in place, the people, and for us, like, we have like a automated text message if they text it, right? Because most people text nowadays, that says, hey, send your request to this email if it's an emergency. So those things kind of take off some of the weight, but other than that, as far as like an actual deal, there was one time that somebody came to me since I'm a contractor, and they wanted me to basically partner with them. And I did. I partnered with that person. As far as being the contractor, I was going to pay for the material stuff. And then all of a sudden, I'm doing the hard money lending. He had to refinance this house. I did not know that this person had this house for like over a year with the hard money loan at that time. So I didn't do my homework. And he did some unethical things, sweet talking to my guys to try to have them go do work, underneath me and stuff like that, which, you don't do that. But long story short, that deal like turned into like a nightmare. Like, the water, there was a water issue. The electricity wasn't even ran to the house. We had to pull all these permits. Honestly, I don't want to say that house probably took 2-3 years to get it sold. I actually had to buy him out. And one of the biggest lessons that I had to learn, because I had heard this before, and I'm going to say it here, and I hope it helps somebody: don't do business with people that have less money than you. And it's harsh. harsh, call me whatever you want to call me. But I found out myself, like, there's certain things that I'm like, okay, I don't think so, right? I don't believe this. Let me find out. And that was one of the lessons there is don't do business with people that have less money than you, because all of a sudden I'm carrying this whole deal. So it's like, what did you do? I mean, you found this house that I it's not in my buy box anyways, but he convinced me, right? Like that person convinced me. So yeah, I would say don't do business with people that have less money than you. That has worked so good, guys, because I've been very mindful of that now. And it's almost like, like, oh wait, you're gonna pay for that? Like you're almost like, oh shoot, like I'm actually doing business with people that are legit, right? Like so yeah, that would be the lesson there. I hope that helped.
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
Yeah, absolutely. And also, Billy, I know that you are a coach and that you help other people scale their business. What's the number one piece of advice that you give to someone who's looking to level up?
Mindset. So I'm a mindset coach. And then, from there /success coach is what my coach called me. And I just ran with that because it's all the same. Like you can't have success if you have a shitty, and I'm sorry, I don't know if we could cuss here, but if you have a shitty mindset, you're not going to have success. And I would say it's a daily battle. Like I've been on my journey, I've been on it for over a decade as well. Of listening to podcasts, studying. I've studied a lot of psychology and, all the books that you see back here and more. Like I'm a geek when it comes to that. Something that's going to make me get better, I'm going to read it. I'm going to listen to it. And so I've been on that. And that's one thing I've learned. And that's just a key indicator is if you have a positive mindset, you're going to get success. And it's very hard at the beginning, right? Because you're literally like, oh man, like negative these bills, all these negative things that at the very beginning can keep you down. But that's why not many people make it, unfortunately, is because you have to get the right mindset. And now I do one-on-one coaching here and there, and I have a mastermind group, the Get Uncomfortable Mastermind, and that's it's crazy, Erika. There's been some members in there that, they had a really good company, but we took it from 200,000 a year to over $1 million now. It was literally, starting with the mindset. And of course, here's the thing too, is don't just think that you're going to be like, I'm thinking I'm going to be a millionaire, right? And then all of a sudden you're going to be a millionaire. It takes a lot of effort, a lot of work, a lot of sacrifices. We were just talking about that earlier, Erika, that, you have to hustle at the very beginning. Nowadays, again, I hustled. I didn't have the clean shoes that my friends used to make fun of, right? Like my car window was falling down, right? Like at the beginning, but those were the sacrifices that I had to make to invest into my music at the time, to save the money to invest into something later. When I invest, I've gotten very creative, yes, but I think I just go back to what's been done for years, and it's like save your money and invest in real estate. Like don't try to get creative, because if you're doing all this being creative stuff and all of a sudden your HVAC goes out on that house that you just barely bought, that you didn't have a lot of money saved for, and then one deal can take you out. So it's very important to save your money and then invest it.
Got it. And I know, Billy, that you are still releasing music, and it's really interesting what that album currently is that you have out. Can you tell us more about what you have going on?
So generational curses to generational wealth. And I've had people call this like a serial entrepreneur business genre, I've had people tell me like I'm on this whole other genre. So basically, essentially it's me, it's the stuff that I've done, but I try to be creative in like that aspect of, the actual album, every song has like a theme, right? So like like we kick it off with generational wealth, right? It's a song that just literally talks about that, where it's like, each generation repeating situations, same old stuff, just a different occasion, right? For example. And those are the curses that I'm talking about, right? Like, we have to say, hey, this is enough. I'm the one. I'm going to be the one that's going to become a millionaire. I'm going to change my family's mindset, my kids. And then guess what? Your kids are going to change your grandkids' mindset. And that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm fighting very hard for that. I want my last name to be that, right? Like, I want my last name to be, if you think of the Rockefellers, whether good, bad, whatever, but their last name is there. And so I think that's generational wealth. There is when your last name stands for something more than just BS and other stuff. But then it leads into a song called LLC, where I talk about just business. So like every song is like that. There's a song called Serial Entrepreneur in there, big investments. There's one of my favorites is called Self-Development. One of the songs is called that. So, open-minded. There's different songs that I'm excited about on that album. And then I ended with a song called Peace. And it's funny because you listen to this whole album that's going to motivate you to do better, to get money, right? Like, but then at the end, I ended with saying that, like, money's cool, but the best thing that I've ever gathered is having peace, right? Like, and peace is it. So like that, and obviously like peace, like see ya, right? Like the album's done, but also like the song is just talking about having peace. And so, yeah, just listen to it. Those of you guys who like hip hop, and maybe if you don't like hip hop, like the lyrics, I've gotten that feedback too from people that they're like, hey, I don't listen to hip hop myself, but and even the intro's called Investing in Space Real Estate, which I'm not going to say much, just listen to it. Space Real Estate. Think about that. That's the intro.
I love it. I love it. These titles already have me thinking I got to go check it out. So,
love it.
Billy, I've got to ask, what is next when it comes to real estate and investing? What big goal or vision are you looking to scale?
So I would say what's next to me, the word that always comes to mind is growth. And that it's that simple as growth. And what I mean by that is me becoming better, my mindset, my family, like everything that has to be around me has to get better. We have to grow. And then the business will grow, guys. And that's the mindset that I've adapted. I was mentioning that a little bit ago. At the very beginning, you have to have, and don't get me wrong, like I have goals like, again, build a beach house, right? Like we have to think big. Like we have to think bigger than what we I'm gonna buy a green Lambo, right? Like those are my big goals. And it's funny, that's one of my songs called Big Goals on my album. But you gotta have those goals, but also enjoy the journey is what I'm trying to say, because a lot of people get caught up in like, man, I said I was gonna buy 3 units this year and I only bought 1. And it's like, yeah, you're already at the top 3% by just buying the 1. And we're very hard on ourselves is what I've noticed because of social media, right? Like you might see a big investor out there. I just bought 1,200 units this weekend and next weekend I have 3,000 more that I'm going to buy. But don't forget, like, social media does that, but for all they're going to be negative cash flow. And I've seen that happen before, and maybe they're doing it long term, whatever it is, like they're doing it differently than what you can do by buying the one door for the year. And so with that being said, I am enjoying the journey. If a deal comes to my table and it makes sense, I'm going to buy it. If I see a red flag, saying no is also one of the best deals that I've ever had, guys. Like I've said no to certain plexes out there, complexes, or even just a house, and all of a sudden I saw whatever other investor bought it and they're in it, 3 years later they're still in that house, right, or that complex. And I think obviously once you're in it, like you cannot quit, right? But because I've seen that over and over too, where people quit and gave up, lose the investment, etc. But I think that's I say all that to say that growth. So like I have, I at the beginning I had this door count, right? Like, oh, I need to have these doors or whatever. But nowadays I know they're gonna come. That's the beauty of it, is so be positive. Like know that whatever goals you have, they're gonna come when it's the perfect timing. We get caught up in this race that it's like, man, my first quarter I didn't buy that property, right? And the thing is that all of a sudden when you start operating in that aspect where as long as you get better, your business will grow, everything else will get better. Things come like this year. I've invested in I invested in a wholesale company with a partner that's doing amazing. We wholesale. That wasn't part of my goals, but I'm going to tell you that part of my goals was to have other businesses, right? Like to invest in other businesses. I invested in a car wash. Again, I'm being lazy. I'm just the investor. I don't want to deal with what comes with it, right? Like the operation side. So those were things that weren't, I just knew that I wanted to invest. I wanted opportunity, and all I'm focusing is working on myself, and those things just come. So growth, we're going to keep growing. I can tell you that.
I love it. Okay, Billy, before I let you go, if someone wants to connect, whether it's real estate, lending, coaching, music, how should they reach you?
Yeah, so my Instagram, at Billy Dha Kidd, DhaKidd. But then just go straight to the source, which is billythakid.com. And on there, you will find all my social medias and stuff. And then just DM me, send me a message. I'm more than happy to help with anything. The more you help, the more comes to you anyway. So I'm just an open book. So hit me up.
Awesome. Billy, thanks so much for sharing your creativity, your hustle, and your strategy today. It's a very unique journey.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it, Erika.
Now, for everyone listening, if you got value from this episode, make sure that you're subscribed to the Real Estate Pro Show. We've got more conversations like this coming your way with operators like Billy Dha Kidd, who are building empires across all different industries. We'll see you on the next episode.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.